You see, despite the loftiest of goals, political struggles are themselves unjust. Leaders are assassinated or imprisoned. Allies are slain or disgraced. The movement can't stop to mourn them. The movement must carry on. It is a collective concern, not an individual one. I'm your host, Melanie.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we are two outdoorsy bookish baldies.
And this is Words in the Wild.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for another episode. We are reading My Government Means to Kill Me by Rasheed Newson.
You're rapping.
We are rapping, yeah.
Not even just reading.
Yeah, exactly. We finished reading. We're done reading.
I know.
Reread. We have read.
We have read it a full book in a month. I'm so proud of us.
Yes, we have finished My Government Means to Kill Me. And so in this episode, we are discussing the last few chapters of the book and our final thoughts. But yeah, I guess before we get started, a quick little check-in as we do. How are you?
Oh, a check-in.
Do we do that still?
Yeah.
I care about how you're doing.
Yeah, the whole point is to check on our mental health, our physical health, and all the healths. I have discovered in this year of 2026 that I hate snow. I hate it. I used to be
discovered it.
I just discovered it. It used to be like I was bothered by it. It was annoying. It was what it was. But in this newly global warmth of times, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It snowed and the snow is just still here. Like it's not melting. It's not going away.
Everyone's been saying.
Yeah. And I could not for the life of me find salt to melt the snow. And temps had been consistently below like 20 degrees. So it just wasn't melting. So it was just constantly snow. And I just don't have fashion for snow. I don't have tire. I don't have clothes and shoes. And I hate it.
I get it.
And I just say all that to say, I used to think that I couldn't live somewhere that didn't have seasons, but I could definitely live somewhere that does not have winter.
Yeah.
Where do I need to go? Because I'm kind of done. I don't know if I can do it anymore. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, New Mexico, we have a pretty mild winter. Like,
Don't keep trying to get me down there. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You literally said, "Where can I go?"
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what is it for
okay,
you?
it wasn't a real question. I'll just be quiet because maybe I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the East Coast. But can someone please can we just all collectively, amongst the many, many issues we have in this country, address this global warming crisis? Because this is getting out of hand. Like, it's snowing in Florida. Like, this is when you know there's a problem.
Yeah, I hear that. I will say I did hear that beet juice apparently helps with melting ice. I don't know. I saw that on Reddit the other day. Someone posted pictures and they were like, they were also not able to find salt for their ice. And so they looked up alternatives and came across beet juice as an alternative. And it was really funny because it definitely looked like they stabbed somebody in their parking spot.
Okay.
But apparently it works. So,
That's funny.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah. So, just a thought. That's all I have to offer.
Unfortunately, in this here economy, I cannot buy beet juice to go into the snow.
I hear that.
I'm gonna drink it or it's not happening.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did attempt to pour hot water, which
Oh,
I was told is I was
that
told
makes
by the
sense.
internet was a thing, but
That makes
I'm not
sense.
quite sure it worked.
You probably need a lot of hot water.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't work, and I was upset about that too, so I think that further pushed my
Yeah.
I just spent, like, 2, 3 hours today just trying to jackhammer through literal
Damn.
snow and ice, like
Wow.
anyway, that is how I'm doing. So outside of that, I'm great.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into the discussion. I guess I'll do like a quick general recap of what happened in the story, and then we can kind of get into our thoughts on the chapters and like final thoughts. I'm really excited about those.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
Chapter 15 starts with Trey going to visit Barney's lover. So Barney was like one of their patients who died, and he goes and gets like this really sweet love story of Barney and his former lover. And then Act Up stages their first protest. And they basically stage this like they shut down, I guess, this major intersection. I want to say in Manhattan.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they were in the financial district or
yes.
somewhere south.
Right, because he did mention Wall Street, and I can't remember the cross street, but major intersection. They shut it down. They all lay out in the street, and yeah, basically stop traffic. And several protesters get arrested, including Trey. Um,
Mostly BIPOC folk.
yes, people of color. And when Trey comes to in his jail cell, he awakes to an FBI agent who basically tells him that yeah, tries to bribe him and tries to get him to become an informant for the FBI about kind of like the activism work that's going on. And Gregory Trey declines. And the FBI agent tries to kind of like continue bribing him by saying like, "Hey, I've got some information on your brother." Um, and yeah, that was really alluring for Trey, but I think he ultimately kind of decides that it's not worth it and that he doesn't want to, um, he wants to have more integrity than that. So he turns the FBI agent down. Then we later find out that Angie has been euthanizing her patients. Uh,
She been killing them. And you know what's
yeah.
weird? I think I feel like I thought that might have been happening. I don't know
Huh.
why. Yeah.
Interesting. Were you consciously aware of that thought, or was it just like an intuition that
No,
you yeah.
no, because right before I read it, I was like, I bet you she's doing these mercy killings.
Huh.
Like I didn't think it was malicious, although
Yeah.
the instance where he caught her felt a little like she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if that was just her playing it off because it, as we find out, wasn't her first time doing it. But um, I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like it made sense in a
Huh.
way.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't know it was kind of like this whole organized thing and as deep as it got. So
Yeah. Yeah. So we find out that yeah, we find out that Angie's been euthanizing her patients. Um, we'll get into that more, but Trey wants to save her, and he ends up blackmailing the senator that Gregory has been sleeping with. I think we
this
must have
child then
mentioned
went
him.
full on Malcolm X.
I'm saying though, like,
He
is this his
started. He
village
was
villain origin story? Like,
he started in Martin Luther
he out
and
here
ended
shaking
it.
down, like, shit, like,
It's like, who is he? 2 years? This
yeah.
is who you transform
He's
into after
turned
2
into the
years, my G?
Godfather? Like, what? You're just out here shaking down politicians? Like, yeah.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah. So,
Ugh.
yeah, and then he totally burned bridges between himself and Gregory in the process and kind of like walked out like, well, this is me now. And just like, I don't know. So, We can definitely get into our thoughts on all of that because I think that that stuff really kinda happens. It's like the last 2 chapters that it's like all that stuff happens. The first 2 chapters, I was kinda like, "Okay," you know, I
Yeah.
don't they didn't really stick out to me that much. I feel like the meat was really in those last 2 chapters where I was like, "Oh, wow." Like, "Okay, Trey." So, yeah.
Yeah, lesson 15 and 16 felt like they were essentially trying to use this as a very, in my opinion, fast forward molding of him as an activist. Like he's in
Mm,
it now. This is who he is. This is his identity.
mhm,
He's all in.
mhm.
And yes, they had the first official protest, and he kind of comes out looking like a savior. I'll be honest, I was a little like confused as far as is he a rat or not? Like,
Mm,
when they isolated him and they made sure they released him last and he had already been talking to Rustin,
mhm.
I was a little bit confused. And then they brought in the story of the brother. And I'll be honest with you, I think that storyline, it's like they created that storyline, this narrative, to kind of justify why Trey was so lost.
Mhm,
But I almost felt like that storyline loop needed to close because they hinged so much on it.
mhm.
And then they brought it back up in this interrogation, and then it became a nothing thing. Like I was a little I will say I was a little bothered by the Martin of it all.
Like
Like
him being
why?
brought up
Yeah, like, "Oh, I have
by the
some
agent.
information."
Right, and then we didn't
Yeah.
close the loop on that.
Cause
Yeah.
in my mind, that would I was so the way they made that be such a big deal for him,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
then the fact that he's like, "Yeah, they said they know what happened to my brother, and I don't know, I'm just" I
yeah.
I feel like he woulda wanted to know. Like, I actually
Right.
felt like that was the thing, but they made it like, "Oh, well, that's what the FBI do. They just
Yeah.
go at the deepest part of you," and it was almost like it was written well, it was, but you could tell the voice of today
Hmm.
was kinda talking to the voice of Trey past, like, because I feel like people back in the day when the FBI would do things like that, they fell for it. They didn't
Yeah,
know it was a ploy. They fell for it. And I felt like Trey being who he was and how much he loved Martin and how guilty he felt about it,
he would've
wouldn't he
wanted
have
to
wanted to
know
know to relieve
badly
his guilt?
enough. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like they're demonstrating his newfound, like not newfound, but they're demonstrating, like, his integrity and his, like, like, I
His
don't know.
integrity. He ain't got no integrity. That boy, it's all for him. Like, come on. Even
But yeah,
his whole entry into politics was about him. It was
yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, yes, I
It
do think
feel
his
yeah.
advocacy for gay rights and AIDS,
Mhm.
awareness is authentic.
Yeah. It just it to
I
me, it
don't know.
felt like I definitely hear what you're saying, and to me, my version or my interpretation of, like, what you're saying is, like, him turning down the FBI agent was him, like, showing integrity to the cause, and, like, it was, like, some sort of virtue signaling, like, I don't know, I think it was, like, meant to be symbolic, I guess, in a way. I think. I don't know. I think that's what they were
Yes.
trying to do, I think.
I mean,
I get
look,
yeah,
I'm not mad at it.
yeah.
It just
You're like,
threw me.
"I call
And that's
BS."
why I said it was fast forward though. Like
Yeah.
they, this book spans about 2 years,
Right.
and it feels like they really sped up a lot of his activist work.
Mm,
And I don't know. I just have a
mm.
hard time buying it. That is all I'm saying.
No, I hear you.
Only
Yeah.
because of how deeply they laid the foundation. Like, they teased this Martin thing for chapters. They kept teasing it like,
Yeah.
you know what happened to Martin? And I'm like, what happened to Martin? I want to know what happened
Right.
to Martin. And then
Yeah.
we finally find out what happens to Martin, but then we technically don't know what happened
Yeah.
to
We get a
Martin.
chance to find out. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but then you bring in this new character who says, I know what happened to Martin. So I'm
Right.
thinking, finally, we're going to find out what happened to Martin. And then they bring in his mama, who also talks about Martin. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe she knows what happens to Martin. And then
Yeah.
she's on this whole like, everything and nothing happened to Martin. And I'm like, what?
Uh,
We should have just not, this should just not
yeah.
been part of the story.
Right.
Like, I didn't need
Yeah.
it. I'm not going to lie to you. He could have still had his issues with his queerness and wanting to be away from his parents without the Martin story. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just being honest with you. They
I
could have
hear
kept the
you.
sibling.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I actually do. 'Cause right, it kind of like without any resolution, it doesn't add necessarily to the story, which makes it feel like a distraction and there could be room maybe for a different plot point or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Not, and here's the thing. I actually really enjoyed the book. This isn't a
Mhm.
knock. This is just an assessment. This is what we do here. We
Yeah.
assess these things, and I am not a writer. And so I don't know the motivation. There has to be something that made this storyline so important.
Mhm.
But for me, it wasn't necessary. I honestly would have rather heard him talk more about his ballet buddy. Like, I would
Yeah.
have
Oh my god, what
rather that
happened?
been,
I'm sad
I
about
don't know.
yeah.
The end of the, I don't
Couldn't
know.
that have yeah. I would have rooted for that love story,
Yeah.
personally.
I wanted that to be, even if it was just a messy thing, I wanted it to be something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I hear you. It's interesting. Like, I am definitely curious about the choices behind that part of the plot. I feel like it was in there to add some sort of tension, but without the resolution, it just felt like, oh, okay. So I get it. He did become like low key like an overnight activist. Like, I don't know. Not to say, but it's just like I do feel like you said, it was definitely an accelerated, not to say that it couldn't happen to somebody and that it couldn't happen this way. Um, Especially like in like the 90s or yeah, 80s. Like I feel like things were just moving and shaking and people were doing things. But it was very much accelerated and like I don't know. He went through a transformation, and I'm like, I don't even know if I like him anymore. But yeah, I don't know.
Which is okay. I actually
Yeah,
think that's a cool device, is,
yeah,
giving a character an arc like that.
yeah.
Just for me, the end felt rushed,
Mhm.
and I felt like
I
I
hear
needed 10
that.
more chapters.
I hear that. Well,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, the Angie thing. So I know he was close with Angie, and I
Right,
get it.
right.
And I know you were gonna come back to this because ultimately, it wasn't so much that Angie was euthanizing people as much as one of the people she euthanized, brother, was like, I don't trust you. I'm going to have an autopsy done.
Yeah,
Something is crazy going on. And that's how Trey found out
yeah,
she had been euthanizing people and that it was going to be a problem because if this autopsy comes out, they're going to see that there's morphine in his system.
mhm,
And it's just going to be this big crumble of things. And that was such a big storyline
yeah,
that also, like I said, but like, I mean, the fact that the doc is in on it, Peter's in on it, like multiple other people, like this is an ongoing thing.
right.
He didn't really react to that. And you would have thought, or at least maybe Trey, who first moved to New York, would have been like, "Oh, y'all are crazy. I'm out of here." But yet
Yeah.
his reaction was, "I'm gonna save her and do whatever I can," and
And, like, do some
I don't
super illegal blackmailing to, like, save her, like, that's why I was like, when did he become a gangster? Like, when did he become,
yeah,
like, a villain? I mean, and, like, I get it. It's like, whatever, he was, ultimately trying to do good and save his friend, but I was just like, this feels so out of character for, like, the young and, like, his character, I guess that's the whole point. It's an, coming of age story, but like his character feels so different than his character at the beginning of the book, or like, yeah, the version of him that had arrived in New York City would probably not have done that. I guess on that note though, like, so lesson 17, we kind of talked about 15 and 16. Lesson 17 was leave the fallen behind, and it was all about how um Trey really felt like he needed to save Angie, and kind of like really extending himself to save her, putting himself in like serious legal jeopardy. Like that's got to be several felonies to blackmail a
yeah.
senator and to do it to cover up like death, like like murder basically. So yeah. So anyways, that whole chapter is about Rustin trying to like convince him, and his friends trying to convince him not to like, extend himself for Angie in this way. And I was
Yeah.
wondering like how what were your thoughts? I definitely get your thoughts on like the way it was written in the book, but like, within the book, taking it at face value, what do you think you would have done, or what feels like the right thing to do in that situation?
I mean, I there's no to me, because mind you, he's planning the March on Washington right now. We didn't talk about that, but, like, he took on this role to plan the March on Washington.
Yeah.
They've got these protests lined up. It amazes me that he's so in it,
Mhm.
but he's willing to risk somebody who's not really even in the fight. Like,
Mhm.
she's in the fight in a way, but not really,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
And, I mean, neither is Rustin. I mean, neither of them really align with what is supposed to be his primary mission, but
Yeah.
yet he can divert from that so dramatically to do something that would risk his involvement. And he's on the committee now. He's at such a high level in this organization
Mhm.
that supposedly doesn't have, leaders, but I I just I just have a hard time buying that he would have done all that for Angie. I'm sorry. I can't, I guess I can't really dissect the relationship. You know what I think it is? I think if he had met Angie
Hmm.
right when he got to New York and she was kind of like a mother figure and they really like built this bond and there was something, I think maybe they went to a bar once or maybe that was Peter, but like
Mm,
outside of being I just didn't see enough moments to me that would explain why he would
justify.
go to such depths for her. Like,
Yeah, he didn't even love her like that.
like,
Yeah,
she didn't loan him any money. She didn't
right.
give him a place to stay. She wasn't the person who helped with the case against the dumps. Like, I
Yeah,
can't, I just
right.
can't
Like, what's
figure
your
out,
loyalty to her? Like, what yeah,
you
yeah, what
know?
is yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yes, okay, she took care of a lot of black men, a lot of people that you saw yourself in, I
Mhm.
guess,
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't buy it, but or that was I will say that was hard for me. Like the last
Yeah,
the last 4 chapters were hard for me cuz
yeah,
it was like who is he? It's like I thought I knew who he was and I saw who he was becoming and then I was just like, "What? What?"
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I hear that, I hear that. Do you okay, so, like That makes sense, and I agree, like, I'm like, I think he really admired Angie, but, like, I don't know that their relationship, at least for me personally, I'm like, I don't know that their relationship, yeah, was, like, substantial. I mean, he worked with her closely, and so I guess, like, there's, like, this, like, almost, like, montage section of the book where we know that he's, like, doing lots of work with Angie and, like, spending lots of time at the hospice center and all of this, but not necessarily, not necessarily, going into detail about what each of those interactions is, but I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. I feel like I agree that, um, it's like, what is your relationship? What about your relationship would make you willing to risk your livelihood to, like, save her? So I guess that loyalty wasn't really clear, but I guess I'm just curious, like, let's say they were really close. Like, let's say they were tight and their relationship made sense, and it made sense that, like, he would be motivated to, like, protect her in this way. Even then, like, do you think that, like, Angie did this and she should kinda have to deal with it herself? Like, in the best case scenario, their relationship totally makes sense why he'd be motivated to do that for her. Would you still do it for her? Or would you be like, "Yeah, I love you, girl, but and Imma try to help get you a good lawyer, but, like."
Yeah, I mean, he's now an accessory to murder. So, me, myself, no. If I'm talking about me, I
Right,
would
yeah.
not.
Right.
But as you mention it, because I'm trying to dig deep into the characters throughout the book
Mhm.
and when they come into his life,
Yeah.
and she's in the latter half.
Mhm.
Her, Peter, Eduardo, that whole ACT UP crew and beyond is at the
Yeah.
end of the book. The only thing I can think that maybe where the symbolism lies is that, and this only comes down to the fact that they decided to introduce his mom in the final not whatever, in the end of it all.
Mhm.
Maybe she was like a mother figure,
Mhm.
make because he never really felt like he had a mother and support from a mother,
Yeah.
and then you got to see the relationship in color, how
Mhm.
it is when she's around and how she treats him and how she feels about him and the things that she said to him. I Maybe he felt something motherly, and
Yeah.
that I will say, the maternal instinct or the instinct that a man will have to save his mama and will do
Hmm.
anything for his mama,
Mhm.
maybe then yes, I can give him that.
Hmm.
If that's where the author was trying to sort of go and
Yeah.
show that he had this mother-like loyalty to Angie, and then you got to
Yeah.
see his actual mom and how,
Hmm.
how she treated him, and yes, it was the last, chapter that she
Mhm.
comes in. So, seeing those layers of Angie and his mom and why he would go through such lengths to save her.
Mhm.
Maybe it also could be related to Martin, and he couldn't save Martin, but he could save her. Like, maybe
That's an interesting point.
he might have just needed to fix something.
Yeah.
Um, because one of the notes I wrote, and I know we were kinda talking about 17, and this is a lesson 18 thing, but
Hmm.
I think there is some, and I know you have I would like you to do the quote for 17, but I
Yeah.
do think there's some symbolism there to him laying in the bed
Yeah.
where the most sickest patients, were, you know,
Yeah.
it just felt like there was I don't know what it was, but I just wrote that there feels like some sort of symbolism to him. It was almost like the death of the old Trey was
Hmm.
now reborn into this is who he is
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, when I read that, I was like, "This means something." Like, I don't think that it was, like, for no reason that he ended up sleeping in that place. Um, and I think that that's a really interesting thought, and I think you're probably onto something. I will read the quote for lesson 17, Leave the Fallen Behind. You see, despite the loftiest of goals, political struggles are themselves unjust. Leaders are assassinated or imprisoned, allies are slain or disgraced. The movement can't stop to mourn them. The movement must carry on. It is a collective concern, not an individual one. My point is, if you don't learn how to keep walking past the fallen, then you too will be driven crazy, and the movement will leave you behind too. That's just the way it is, son. Now you can let Angie be an inspiration that fuels your work for the rest of your life, but you can't remove the morphine from the needle or put breath back into the lungs of the man she killed. You can't spare Angie from her fate. Make peace with the loss.
Yeah, that was great. And I think I actually I think that is why I was so confused that he went the other way and went to
Mm,
Galbraith and did the whole, fake,
yeah,
"Hey, I got pictures," and, like,
right.
it just
Yeah,
that part, it just fell flat for me. That part fell so flat because 'cause I'm just
yeah,
like, "Nah,
yeah,
nah, Imma need to see these pictures. You're gonna need to like, I don't know, it
right.
just
Right. You're like, "How are you you're not that good at this. You can't
I
be that
don't
good at
think he
this."
was. I
Yeah.
don't, but
Yeah.
I'll digress.
Well, I guess let's get into lesson 18 real quick.
Yeah, I kinda teased it a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'll read the quote for that one too. This I feel like is like this is like, I got a new attitude. Like, it's like very like, Trey is, like, ripping off his cape
Feeling
or,
he
like,
he he is feeling himself,
he's
to say the
really,
least.
really feeling himself. So, Fiona, his mom, comes and she offers him the opportunity to kind of, like, say, "Hey, this was cute. Like, you did your little activism thing. That's great. We're able to, like, transform this on a resume, and I was able to get you a slot at Georgetown University. You can start in the fall. Like, like, we're gonna take
It's
care
up
of
from
you,
here.
like," you know? And, in response, Trey is like, "No, I don't want to. I'm happy with my life here, and I'm good, and I'm
By
settled
Felicia.
and established." Bye, Felicia. And he says, or he thinks, poor Lady Fiona. She arrived in New York City too late. If only she'd knocked on my door with her temptations after my bike accident resulted in a broken collarbone and a fractured left arm, or after I'd gotten attacked at Mount Morris, or even when Gregory and I first faced eviction from Fred Trump's ghetto tower, I very well might have packed my bag and gone with her. But I was someone else now. I was a brazen, unapologetic, cutthroat New Yorker.
What?
Period.
Okay, okay. New Yorkers out there, how long do you need to live in New York to be considered a New Yorker? Because
I'm
according to Trey, it only
saying.
took 2
It
years.
only took 2 years, and all of a sudden, he's transformed.
But I guess if you have
I don't know,
a
New York.
slumlord,
Yeah,
that
true.
automatically gives you your stripes.
I was about to say, I feel like in the 80s and 90s, New York was like there was a fast track, there was an
Yeah,
accelerated
that's
there was
fair.
an express train to becoming a real New Yorker, and he did go through some stuff. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, Trey.
yeah. Boo boo, you still a Midwesterner. Come on now.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
told 10 years. You had to be in New York for 10 years to earn your stripes. If you
yep, I
made it
never
10
got
years.
mine. I never got mine. I made it 7 years. 7 years, wow. That still feels
Ye
like too long, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But yeah. So, I mean, I'm wondering, would you have taken his mom's offer?
No, probably not.
Really?
I mean, he also liked what he did at MoMA,
True.
outside of the drama with Angie, he is now making enough money. Now, I will say the whole bribery situation and his living situation
Mhm.
post bribery, because they got that apartment because of the person he bribed,
Mhm.
something he clearly was not thinking about.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, his look, I if he ever wa he had a trust fund, and, as they mentioned, it's his money. The thing, it was an irrevocable trust, so they couldn't take the money back once they found out he was gay, or, if they wanted to, so I
He never
if
has to
he
sign it
wanted that
over, and he
yeah,
always will have access to it, yeah. That's a
mhm.
good point.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's not the life. That's not the life he wants to live. And whether him and his mom had a good relationship or not, I still don't think he would have taken her offer.
Hmm. Mhm.
I mean,
I don't
despite
think he
him
would have. I was
changing,
curious if you would have, but you said you wouldn't have.
no,
Yeah.
no, because I think anybody who comes to New York, you really do come with a goal, an
Mhm.
objective,
Yeah.
and then you have to really hit rock bottom, or that goal has to really fail for you to decide, I'm going to give that up. Um,
It
and
helps when you
college
have a
life.
trust fund to fall back on too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he definitely comes from a very different place than but I also don't think I would have taken it. No, not if not if I'm thinking about it in the layers of
Yeah.
everything. He has this sort of dream job at the museum. He has
Right.
some booty buddies. He's addicted to Mount Morris.
Yeah.
Like, you got your
Yeah.
social place, you got a community now. You gonna go
Right.
back to Indiana or go to college for what, and start over? Like,
Yeah.
nah.
No, that's real. That's real. And I do think that having the job at MoMA helped, especially because it's like that's a great starting point, you know what I mean? Especially at that age, it's like you could be director of like whatever in like 5 years, if you like stuck with it. Like I feel like having a job at MoMA and like being in that position, especially at that age, it's like that you there's so much room to grow from there, and I think that he definitely can like make it and be the person that he wants to be on his own, and he obviously believes in himself. So that's not a problem. Um but yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't know. That's a hard one for me. I was like, I don't know, I might have folded. I might have taken that little cushy life and just been like a new wardrobe.
As much as we have in common, we are still two very different people, though, you and I, 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
stubborn, and I'm like, that Leo in me is like, "No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
But I
I'm
think
going to
also
succeed."
if like you said, I knew that I had an irrevocable trust fund, like especially if there was nuance and I could have maybe signed over half of it to Kareem and like kept the other half for myself, like if there was some, whatever way of like protecting myself, like I don't know, but then at the same time, like, at that age, I do think that there's a part of probably a stubbornness in me that would have been like, "No, I'm staying," or whatever, but I don't know if I would have signed over that trust fund. Like, I need something. Like, I need
Yeah.
something. But
I forgot
yeah.
he was under 21 till he walked in that bar. I was like, "Oh, yeah.
Right.
Big
Yeah.
baby, baby."
Right. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, yeah, I mean gosh, I have other yeah, I don't know. I'm curious if you have, like, any, like, final thoughts. That was chapter 18. I think that there's, like, much to discuss. We've discussed so much about the book, but I am just
Yeah.
curious, like, yeah. Final thoughts, do you wanna do a star rating, or have we ever done that
Oh,
before? Is that
no.
we
We haven't rated the
Okay, we don't have
books.
to. Yeah, we definitely don't. I feel like
Okay,
discussion is more valuable.
I'll say this. I enjoyed the
Uh-huh.
first half more than the second half.
Okay.
The first half was like a rush
Yeah.
for me. Like, I couldn't wait to finish it. It was kind of addictive.
Yeah.
And then the second half kinda just I wanted I kind of wanted more, um, I don't know. I really don't know why. I think the second half just felt like a lot of change in a short amount of time,
Yeah.
and the timetables weren't really moving very far ahead for me to believe it.
Yeah.
I loved the historical element, the research aspect of
Mm.
it. I'm definitely, linking his website because I actually went to his website to kind of look and he was talking about the books that inspired
Mm.
um, the
Mhm.
writing of this book. And so, like, from a civil rights perspective, from a gay rights perspective, like, I loved the footnotes. I loved the fact that you can learn something while also being entertained. So
Mhm.
that's why this book will always be on a, like, high rating for me.
Mhm.
Um, as someone who wanted to be a writer once upon a time, I'm
Mhm.
always gonna be critical of characters, and I would be critical of my own characters. Like, I have the dream lately because of this podcast of starting to write again.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun because these characters are not mine.
Mhm.
And I can respect that, and I know that. These are Rasheed's characters, and he had a goal for them, and that's
Mhm.
okay. My personal goals for Trey is has nothing to do with what Rasheed planned to do for this book.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna knock it.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
like I said, I
That's fair.
just something about the end felt a little bit less authentic than the beginning.
Yeah.
The beginning, I could see all of that. I could envision. I can watch it. Like I can be wrapped up in it. And then the second half, I was like, yeah, maybe. But I'm like, I don't know. He's in
Mhm.
jail. He's not 21. He hasn't been through a lot. I know he made it through the test, but
Mhm.
I felt like there needed to be a little bit of folding in some way. So I don't
Mhm.
know. I think I
He got
wanted him
quite
to.
big for his britches pretty
Yeah,
fast.
I think I
Yeah.
wanted more obstacles. It just seemed too easy. Maybe that's what it is. The
Hmm.
end just felt
Interesting.
too easy.
Yeah.
It was
Everything just,
like
like, worked
he
out.
he yeah, he blackmailed the congressman. That worked out. He did his first protest and made it out of jail and didn't have any issues. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Everything just felt.
Was lauded as a hero.
Yeah, it was like everything was so hard for him, and then all of a sudden it was just like, doo-doo.
Yeah. I
So,
agree. I think that, like, yeah, had we taken the last half of the book and, like, stretched it out over a broader timeline, there would be a little bit more texture to the story and, like, it would be a little bit I don't know, I think it would resonate more because I agree, like, I think that, like, it just felt really smooth and, like, I could see all of that happening, all of that stuff happening in real life, but across, like, a larger timeline with more fluctuation in the story, like, not everything kind of just, like, falling into place. So, yeah, I get that. I think that that's, like, a really good kind of, like, summary and assessment. I am sad that, like, Trey and Gregory's friendship is over, like, that, like, breaks my heart a little bit, but yeah.
I think I'm indifferent. It was
Hmm.
inevitable. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
real. If you are gonna be secretly in love with your best friend and you are not your best friend, it's like a recipe for a failed friendship. I'm sorry.
yeah,
And I get, like, towards because even I don't whatever that moment was that they had, and I don't think we ever talked about it,
yeah.
but he was very emotional and upset, and I can't even remember. I think it was because the guy had died, and he went
Barney?
home. Yeah, I think it may be because Barney died. He went home and they cuddled and he got in bed, and Gregory decided, "All right, I feel bad enough for you. You can have me."
Yeah,
And he it was his opportunity to finally get what he's always wanted from Gregory, and he couldn't do it.
yeah.
And so I just the friendship was kind of built on using what they can get from
Hmm.
each other in a way, you
Yeah,
know?
I guess that's
And
true. Do you think
because
they
because
had yeah, sorry, go ahead.
well, because he was like just like Gregory just mooched off of him,
I mean, yeah.
and like I don't know. I don't think their
Yeah.
friendship was as strong if you really think about it,
Yeah.
you
No, that's
know?
real. Yeah, that's
So, I mean,
real.
I'm glad they never hooked up because I'm actually shocked because I think in real life, that's
Yeah.
not usually how it goes down, but I'm glad that it started and ended the way it did. I actually am. I think that was good I will say that's one thing I did like about the ending because I believe that. I do believe that that friendship was gonna end at some point anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
either
think it
because
would've ended like that based on what he did,
yeah,
based on his actions,
it
yeah.
was gonna end on somebody doing something foul to somebody. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna just be I've we've grown apart. Like, no, somebody was gonna do something that blew it up, and that would
Yeah.
be the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, oh my god, well, doo
Another
doo
one.
doo. Another one, my
I
government
wish there
needs
was a
to
part
kill
2.
me.
I really wanna know more.
Yeah.
I really wanted more. I really needed, like, 10 more chapters.
This would actually make a great show. I think that, like,
Yeah,
this would translate to TV really well, because
yeah.
there's so much that happens that I think you can
Now
dig
would it be a
into.
period piece or a modern day?
I want a period piece. I want it to happen at the time that it
In the
happened,
okay.
like yeah, yeah. But it's like there are storylines that you can really tease apart there
Mhm.
and, like, do something with. There's a lot of fodder there, I think, for, like, good television. Oh my god. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
somebody's probably already adapting it. I don't know.
I hope that would be
I
cool.
now follow all the news about adaptations, so
Hmm. I mean, he is an
definitely think
EP for television and films.
yeah, yeah, he probably adapted himself.
I would
So,
hope
if
so.
he decided he wanted to do
Do
that,
it.
you
Yeah,
know.
it's this book isn't that old too, I have to remember. It's only about 3 years
Yeah,
old, so, I mean,
yeah.
it could
Yeah, he
it
could
could
be
still
fundraising
happen.
for it. There's
Fingers
a lot that
crossed.
goes into if it's gonna be a series or a movie or
Mm,
yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
I'd watch it.
I would, yeah, I
I
think I would.
One thing I'm learning though about adaptations, I think I need to read the book first. I
Hmm.
don't think watching the series and then going back because it's like I already know what's gonna happen, and I get that books have more detail, but I feel
Mhm.
like I'd rather get the details up front and then watch the edit of it
Mhm.
than to watch it and then there's more details and my brain is trying to recreate the visuals that I already saw.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I know what
I've
you
I'm
mean.
not liking it so far. I've been trying to read books that I've already watched a series of, and I
Hmm.
can't finish it, so
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I agree. I think it's better to have it all and then, like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make the reading of the book as satisfying because all the major plot points have been revealed. I have never done that before. I've never done the inverse. I think I've only done it of, like, reading the book and then watching the movie. If I've already
oh,
seen
wow.
the movie, yeah, I guess I usually don't go back to the book, probably for that reason of, like, it's probably not gonna hit the same. Um, yeah.
Well, y'all should check out our YouTube channel because we're gonna be talking about books that we're reading outside of the book club book, and I have some very interesting thoughts about that, in regards to adaptations. So,
Hmm.
in regards to a book that I am reading that has been adapted. So, teaser.
Ooh.
But, I think we're wrapping up on time for
Yeah,
this week.
totally.
I am really excited to present this week's words of the week.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the theme of it always being women has not been intentional, and definitely the theme of it being Black women has not been intentional, but
It just
I
so
am
happens.
but, yeah, what happened was, I guess I just like hearing Black women tell us really incredible things. So this week is another Black woman with some wonderful words.
My queen.
Yes. So this
Love
is
her.
a clip from, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the host name, but it's a YouTube series called Aspire with Emma Greedy, maybe.
Hmm.
And it was the lovely, the beautiful, the amazing Tracy Ellis Ross episode called Becoming the CEO of Your Life. So I am going to link this in the show notes as I do, but we're going to listen to a clip, just less than 30 seconds. I try to keep these pretty short, but we're going to just listen to a very short clip of her on this podcast.
People talk about how to get what you want. I think it's more important to learn how to be who you are. The world around you will be built out of that. But if you're just trying to get the what you want, I think you miss the juicy, joyful, and robust part of life that is being able to appreciate and enjoy and love what you have around you.
Now, I'm going to tell you that episode is over an hour and she dropped gems. If I could
Wow.
play every clip for the rest of the season, I probably would, because there was enough clips. So, and that was just, I don't know, for something, it kind of, everything that I've played, it really resonates with me, which is, of course, why I play it. But I hope it resonates with other people, because I do think that sometimes we get so wrapped up in the things that we think we want or the things that we think we need or should have, instead of just really stopping and smelling the roses, like literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I don't know if this like translates exactly to what she's saying, but my dad would always tell me, "You better be yourself before you end up by yourself."
That sounds like a daddy.
And I don't know, like, I just think about, like, I feel her, like, I feel like, you can't really lose or go wrong with, like, being authentic and being true to yourself and just, like, focusing and, like, staying in your lane in a way. Like, I feel like when you are true to yourself, the things that are meant for you have a much easier time finding you. And so it's like, it almost feels like, what she's kind of saying is like the most direct path to getting the things that you want is really by like just being yourself and being true to yourself. And like, I think that I think that there's a lot of truth to that. Like, it's hard, you also
Uh-huh.
have to have money. That
Yeah.
helps, but I do agree that like there is like some combination of things. And I think that like being authentic and sincere with like, ambition and drive and, the right kind of resources for sure. But I think that the root of it all is like, yeah, being true to yourself. So I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another one. Another words of the week.
Tracy Ellis Ross, I love her. She used to do during COVID. She had this little hand puppet named Mikael. It was like this little French. She would do a little French accent for him, and she'd be like, "I love my life." It's so I have to find it and send it to
I
you.
think this is a you had to be there kind of moment.
It was so fun. It would be like this. It very much was that, but it was just this little like puppet that she would just do. I guess she was just bored in her house during COVID, and his name was Mikael. And I love Tracy Ellis Ross. I just think she's amazing. Um, yeah, she is.
Concur.
She's
I do too.
yeah. If I had like those little prayer candles, I feel like I would have a prayer candle for like SZA. It'd be like SZA, maybe not even SZA anymore. I'm not so sure about that. Not that I dislike SZA, but I just don't feel like I align with her in the same way I used to. Anyways, my little prayer candles, I would definitely have Issa Rae, and I would have a little prayer candle with Tracy Ellis Ross. And those are two of my like favorite Hollywood Black women for sure. For sure.
Love it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us on this here episode of Words in the Wild, our last episode discussing My Government Means to Kill Me. Yeah, starting next week, we'll be reading another book, which I'm really excited about. Um,
What we're reading.
what we're reading. Yeah, I have read this book once before some time ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I've been wanting to reread it for a long time. So I'm super stoked to be reading it now. But we will be reading Parable of the Sower by one Octavia Butler. Bow, 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 bow. So yeah, it's I guess just really quickly, kind of like this somewhat dystopian story. Which I don't know. Maybe now is not a great time. Now is not a great time for that, but I think that it's
Too
also just
real.
like I think it's also just like a really powerful story, and so I'm super stoked to be getting into it again. And yeah, it was written in the 80s, and I think it's like super salient today. So I'm excited to figure out what insights I can get from this and what wisdom I can get from this book. And I am excited for y'all to join us. So get your copies if you haven't yet. And yeah,
Yeah.
what chapters are we going to be covering?
We are going to be doing a boisterous chapters 1 through 9. The first
Okay.
episode, we are going to be doing 1 through 9. So
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna knock out another book this here next month, and yeah, so just stick with us. Make sure you join our book club on the website so that when we have events, you know about them. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Words in the Wild Pod. You can also follow us on YouTube at Words in the Wild Pod. We are going to be starting to release visual content on our YouTube page. So definitely subscribe.
And subscribe. Cool. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Words in the Wild, an adventure and wellness podcast produced by First Outdoor Company. Subscribe now and be sure to follow us on social media at Words in the Wild Pod.